ji, who is the Director General of Bureau of Indian Standards. We also have with us Ms. Sanjay Garg, who is the Director General Designate, Bureau of Indian Standards. From IEC, we have the pleasure of having Mr. Vimal Mahendru, who is the IEC Vice President and the first Indian to occupy that position. And we also have Mr. James with us, who is the Communications Director with IEC, and I am Chandan Bahl, Deputy Director General, International Relations of Bureau of Indian Standards. So I am delighted to welcome you all to this press conference. Thank you for joining us today. Of course, we all know media plays a very important role in disseminating information to all the correct stakeholders. And for that, we are grateful that you took time out of your busy schedules and are here with us to learn about this very important event that is happening on the Indian shores after 12 years. Of course, we are the Bureau of Indian Standards, the national standards body, and we've always been at the forefront of standardization in India. आप सभी को मालूम है कि स्टैंडर्ड्स जहाँ पर भी चाहिए, जिस भी एरिया में चाहिए, हम वहाँ स्टैंडर्ड्स लेकर आते हैं. हमारा मिशन है, आवर मिशन इज टू इंश्योर that standards keep pace with new technologies, protect consumers, and support the Indian industry in becoming globally competitive. Because आजकल global supply chains, it is not only about local. So Indian standards, if they are up to the mark, will help Indian industry become globally competitive, and that is our mission. And therefore, it is a great pride for us that we are hosting the 89th meeting of IEC in India. Of course, India has already had the pleasure of hosting this meeting thrice. We did it in 1960, 1997, and 2013. This should give you all an idea as to how India has always been, at the forefront of not only national standardization but also of the international standardization. The International Electrotechnical Commission, that is the full form of IEC. It's a global organization that develops international standards in the field of electrical, electronic, and related technologies. And it's a more than 100-year-old organization. And today, the standards that have been developed by IEC impact more than 20% of the all global trade that happens. उसके बारे में बताने के लिए, तो ये जनरल मीटिंग क्या होती है? ये एक एनुअल मीटिंग है जो ये सारी ग्लोबल कम्युनिटी, मैंने बोला आपको 30,000 एक्सपर्ट्स आर देयर. So all the IEC communities of fraternity gets together at one place. Thousands of experts get together with industry leaders, policy makers, other stakeholders, and then they decide about the future of global electrotechnical standards. So that is the importance of this meeting. So it happens every year in a different country. This year it is happening in India, and probably one of the largest IEC meetings in terms of the numbers that has ever happened. More than 2,000 global experts are expected to participate from more than 100 countries. So that is the expense that is happening. And the theme of this meeting, of course, all of us know that sustainability is a key issue today. So the theme of the whole meeting has been kept as fostering a sustainable world. You could have seen it below the logo. This reflects IEC's vision of an all-electric connected future with sustainability as the core issue, and it also resonates with the India's commitment to sustainability. The ceremony, the closing ceremony of this event, that will take place at Bharat Mandap. I am happy to share with you that of course, the meetings have already started, but a formal opening ceremony of this IEC general meeting will take place on 15th of September at Bharat Mandapam at 1900 hours. तो हमारे जो माननीय मंत्री हैं, ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर फॉर कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स, फूड एंड पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, न्यू एंड रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, श्री प्रहलाद जोशी जी, he will inaugurate this event at 1900 hours on Bharat Mandapam. So we request all of you to be present there and cover that event as well. और इस मीटिंग में जैसा आप यहाँ से देख सकते हैं स्लाइड से बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. टेक्निकल मीटिंग्स होते हैं, कुछ वर्कशॉप्स हैं, कुछ एग्जीबिशंस हैं. So we would like to tell you about that also, and it will give you a slight idea of the number and the expanse of this meeting. अगर आप देखें तो जो इनका बोर्ड की मीटिंग, टेक्निकल मैनेजमेंट बोर्ड की मीटिंग जिसके चेयर मिस्टर विमल महेंद्रू हैं, इन सब की मीटिंग और टेक्निकल मीटिंग्स 150 से ज़्यादा टेक्निकल मीटिंग्स हो रही हैं और भी तरह तरह के छोटे छोटे सिंपोजिया वर्कशॉप वगैरह हो रहे हैं. और इनमें हम लोग वी आर गोइंग टू बी टॉकिंग अबाउट वेरी टॉपिकल थिंग्स. इट यू कैन सी ऑन योर स्क्रीन whether it is low voltage direct current. I am sure Mr. Vimal is going to be speaking on this topic to you just after me. Renewable energy and renewable energy grid integration, smart manufacturing, electromagnetic compatibility, fiber optics, wearable electronics. हम सब लोग आजकल wearable electronics की बात करते हैं. Brain computer interface, biodigital convergence. All the technologies that we keep hearing are the emerging technologies of today. We will be discussing about standardization of all these technologies in these meetings convened over 12 days, and of course we are not leaving behind the core technology, the rotating machinery, the power transformers, the electroacoustics, etc. So these are also some of the areas that we are going to be working at. How India is showcasing what we are capable of doing. And something very unique about this exhibition is it is not only that we are telling that these are the products. We are also relating these products to the national and international standards. What are the national and international standards that have helped creating these products? And after creating or in the process of creating these products, what new international standards came about or what national standards came about? So we see lot of exhibitions. हम सब गए हैं exhibitions में. But ये unique exhibition है जहाँ पर हम products और standards का linkage आप इस तरह से कहें कि standards in action साक्षात हम देख सकते हैं. So we can see that how standards are in action. So this is a very important event and that is what we wanted to share with you. And इसमें सिर्फ हम IEC delegates जो 2000 लोग हैं उन्हीं के लिए नहीं हैं. Indian stakeholders, Indian industry, especially DG sir directed us to get the young technical students to that. So more than about 3,000 students may come to see this exhibition over 5 days. So this is a very important activity that is happening along with this IECGM activity.
पहली प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस है जहां मुझे बुलाया गया. So thank you thanks to all of you for inviting me for this.
And there is also a condition. कि हॉलमार्किंग के बारे में कोई कुछ नहीं पूछेगा.
So IEC के बारे में चंदन जी ने तो काफी कुछ बताया. There are 2-3 things I wanted to additionally add. कि ये संस्था बनी कैसे और क्यों हुई. बिजली का जो काम है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इटसेल्फ वाज फर्स्ट हार्नेस्ड बाय थॉमस एडिसन जिन्होंने लाइट बल्ब बनाया था. दुनिया का सबसे पहला कमर्शियल ग्रिड ताकि बिजली पैदा करके ट्रांसमिशन के साथ लाइट बल्ब जलाने का काम न्यूयॉर्क में थॉमस एडिसन ने 1985 में किया था. 1885 में. So 1885 से शुरू करके उसके बाद जब बिजली की डिमांड बढ़ने लगी तो ये देखा गया कि कोई बल्ब बना रहा है, कोई स्विच बना रहा है, कोई वायर बना रहा है, लेकिन सबको जोड़ते कैसे हैं, कोई एक दूसरे से बात कैसे करें. या तो सेम मैन्युफैक्चरर सब कुछ बनाए या अलग अलग मैन्युफैक्चरर कुछ और बनाए. डिमांड इतनी बढ़ रही थी कि हर कोई कुछ सब कुछ नहीं बना सकता था. तो इसलिए अलग अलग लोगों ने कुछ ना कुछ बनाना शुरू किया. तो ये सोचा कि एक दूसरे से बात करने का एक साधन रखें ताकि एक स्टैंडर्ड बना लें जिसके कि ये केबल जो है ये बल्ब से भी जुड़ जाए, स्विच से भी जुड़ जाए और जहाँ बिजली पैदा होती है उस जनरेटर से भी कनेक्ट हो जाए. So IEC came into being for the need of connecting different electrical components to make a good system which is safe and interoperable. Interoperable meaning कितनी मर्जी वॉट का बल्ब हो वो सेम वायर से और सेम स्विच से चले, ये भी होना चाहिए. तो आईसी का जन्म ही इस मुद्दे पे हुआ. और इसके पहले प्रेसिडेंट थे लॉर्ड केल्विन. जो साइंस के स्टूडेंट हैं वो शायद याद होगा उनको. लॉर्ड केल्विन है जिन्होंने हमें केल्विन टेम्परेचर स्केल दिया था, जो -273 जिसे हम कहते हैं कि एब्सोल्यूट टेम्परेचर. उन्होंने, एंड ही वाज द फर्स्ट प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ दिस, with the sole idea that he wanted to make sure that the world gets one standard for all electricity. So 1906, you can imagine, this is an organization older than the UN, much older than ISO. In fact, ISO came into being much later. So that's the origins of IEC. Today, you will be surprised to note that more than 20% of global trade depends directly on IEC standards. And that's the kind of influence IEC has on this. The focus is clearly on technologies. And that's why हम लोग इंजीनियरिंग की भाषा ज़्यादा बोलते हैं, हमें कम्युनिकेशन का उतना स्किल नहीं है. इसलिए मेरे से भी कोई गलती हो जाए तो do excuse me for this. I want to specify, India was having a major electricity access crisis. उस वक्त 32 करोड़ इंडियन हमारे फेलो सिटीजन्स थे जिनके पास बिजली बिल्कुल नहीं थी. घर में तार भी नहीं आती थी बनिस्बत के उधर कोई बल्ब हो, कोई लाइट हो, ऐसे भी सिचुएशन थी. तो तब अगर हम ग्रिड लेके जाएं, दैट मीन्स पावर प्लांट लगाएं, ट्रांसमिशन लगाएं और उसके बाद बिजली उनको दें, तो उस चक्कर में कम से कम 15 साल लगते हैं. बिकॉज पावर प्लांट लगाना, उधर फ्यूल सप्लाई लाइंस लगाना, ट्रांसमिशन लाइन के लिए फॉरेस्ट क्लियरेंस परमिशन लेना, ग्रीन ट्राइब्यूनल से परमिशन लेना और फिर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करना एक लाइट बल्ब के लिए. दिस वाज अ चैलेंज. तो उस वक्त आइडिया आया कि यहाँ डीसी माइक्रोग्रिड्स लगे. डीसी होते हैं डायरेक्ट करंट. आई एम श्योर सब साइंस 8th 9th 10th ग्रेड में स्कूल में पढ़ी होगी. डायरेक्ट करंट उस वक्त होता था जो हम बैटरी के साथ सर्किट हमने देखे हैं. तो वहां से ये शुरू हुआ था. तो डीसी माइक्रोग्रिड स्टैंडर्ड्स इंडिया ने डेवलप किए. इंडिया के डेवलप्ड स्टैंडर्ड्स आईसी ने अडॉप्ट किए. तो अब एक आईसी इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड है जो दुनिया भर में रूरल इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन के काम आता है. वो काम इंडिया से शुरू हुआ था. इंडिया में जो पिछले 10 साल में इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन हुई है काफी हद तक वो इस डीसी माइक्रोग्रिड स्टैंडर्ड के कारण हुई है. Same standard has been implemented in Africa also, in many countries, and other global south, as we say, in Latin America, Asia, Africa. वहाँ पे ये लगा है and उससे काफी electrification हुई है.
There's been a lot of organisation in the run-up to this, so we're extremely grateful. And I can actually think of no better place to be than India. In a country of more than 1 billion people, it's very relevant that we're talking about everybody's future through standardization and the best use of clean, green technology. We're also very pleased to be able to introduce the IEC to you, and thank you all for being here today for that. As I think Vimal, you may have explained, I didn't catch everything you said, but the IEC has been around for quite a long time, and we really are everywhere. The IEC isn't always well known, but we're everywhere around us, even in this room as we speak. So our standards are present in the technology, on the screens that you see in front of you, in the audiovisual equipment, in the light bulbs. IEC is everywhere, and we really do have a vision to create a clean and efficient future for everybody. But the work that goes on this week and next week at the IEC General Meeting isn't work that happens in isolation. It's extraordinarily relevant right now as we're moving globally towards a more sustainable future. And I wanted to just share with you that we have in fact conducted a survey very recently, just earlier on this month, about public attitudes towards sustainability and towards renewable energy in particular. That survey has been conducted across several markets globally. India is included in that survey, and it showed that overwhelmingly there is support for sustainable approaches from the general public. They want to see more emphasis on clean solutions, green solutions, and renewable energy in particular. There's a growing awareness amongst those people about the need for those solutions if we are to achieve sustainability goals in the future. There's a shared sense of urgency. And in fact, India emerges as a country that is a real sustainability champion. So these are all really important findings, and I think they place the general meeting happening in Delhi this week and next week in that context. We are not working in isolation. We are working on to deliver on everybody's aspirations and ambitions for a sustainable future.